This is downtown Los Angeles, the Volleyball Learning Center. Our site today for the Division I City Championship in boys volleyball. There is the trophy, the hardware that El Camino, the number 2 seed, and Palisades, the defending champion and number 1 seed, so desperately want. Hello everybody, my name is Randy Rosenbaum. This is Megan Reza, and Megan, this is big boy volleyball. Maybe we should be playing this one in Jurassic Park because of the land of the giants. That's where these teams land. They're so big physical volleyball teams.
Absolutely. El Camino comes in with arguably one of the tallest lineups in the city, making them offensively dominant there at the net, both on offense and blocking.
Number 44, speaking of tall, Cole Chia. Dynamic on the outside. He's 6'6". What a hitter he is for ECR.
Absolutely. He's one of the city's best and most strongest attackers. Watching him in warm-ups, crushing balls. Paired with that great court vision, he's their go-to hitter both in and out of system.
He's not the only 6'6" guy that can get it done, though. Vikas Lewin, number 15 on the other side of the net. There's Vikas, big, physical, talented middle blocker.
These two are the best 2 hitters by far in the city. He returns to the championship as one of the best attackers. He has great arms, long length, giving him that torque for those quick kills and to reach out and close blocks.
Yeah, they want to get him involved early because when he gets going at the beginning of a match, he has a tendency to take over that particular match. The starting lineups, first for the number 2 seeded El Camino Rael Conquistadors. Again, they've won 36 matches this year. They were 10-0 in the West Valley League. They had a terrific season. They're going to be led by, we mentioned it, Cole Chia. And again, he's a big, physical, senior captain outside hitter. They also have Sean McPherson, who's another outside hitter that's very good. McPherson, maybe the best all-around player on the team. James Warnick is one of their fine middles. John McNally is their setter. Sarala Jaed is an outstanding libero, and Justin Curtis is the other middle. That's the starting unit for the El Camino Rael Conquistadors. Very good starting group.
Absolutely, and Cole Chia returns to this lineup after missing last season due to some academics, but he's back here in the lineup, and he's making a difference.
Yeah, he has been spectacular for El Camino Rael. There's no question about it. Just went through that starting group. They're very, very good for El Camino. Now, they've lost 2 matches, both in the same day to Palisades earlier in the year, 2-0 and 2-1. So it's going to be a bit of revenge for this team from El Camino Rael, knowing that Palisades knocked them off twice in a tournament earlier this season. Just went through the starting lineup for El Camino Rael. Palisades has an excellent group that is starting as well, and some familiar names that were on our air last year in the championship match. They'll start the 2 Stewart brothers. Scott's an outside hitter. His brother Jeff is a libero. Marcus Bartain's a freshman setter. Jason Whitbrodt, an outside hitter who is so good. Vikas Lewin, we talked about him in the middle. And Justin Howard is another outstanding middle blocker.
Absolutely. I'm excited to watch this game. It is going to be such an offensively dominant game at the net. The most physical game we've seen today here in the championships.
The darker blue uniforms are the Dolphins of Palisades. The lighter blue belong to ECR. 2 traditional powers. Palisades has won 13 boys city championships. Carlos Gray has won a city title with the boys before. Did it last year. Alyssa Lee, her 2nd season, looking to get ECR to the promised land. And it's great to have a young lady coaching the boys team in the city section and having this kind of success.
Absolutely. And it's a credit to women and women in sports. The men's and women's game is different in the sense that maybe the women's game has a little bit more finesse to it. The men's all about the power. But her team respects her. She has a great IQ. She has a great demeanor. She's led the team to the championships.
Well, she played on a city runner-up 2008 team at Granada Hills High School under the great coach Tom Harper. We're underway. Raleigh scoring. for the Division I title. Dumped down beautifully. Marcus Partain, the setter, scores for Palisades.
It's not typical to see a dump on the first set of the game. Usually you want to start establishing your offense, but that's what the offense was giving him, and he took it.
Palisades has some extraordinary freshman players, and one of them is Partain, the setter. There's some power from Cole Chia. Get used to number 44 putting the ball away.
Get used to number 44 and get used to number 15 on the other side of the net for the Dolphins. This will be the key marquee matchup of this game. Vikas Lewin against Cole Chia.
There's Lewin. Vikas straight down. An early crater creator.
Wow. That one, he came in, approached, saw that he had that power angle shot. For the Conquistadors, they have to take away his strongest angle and force him to hit cutback.
From the middle, Justin Curtis scores. Curtis, 6'6" senior. Again, I mentioned it, land of the Giants. A lot of tall, physical players for both sides, especially El Camino Real.
These first few points will be figuring each other's teams out, where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are.
McPherson with the tip. McPherson again. Sean McPherson with some heavy heat.
A wonderful swing, giving some attention to that line seam shot. Saw that Vikas didn't close the block all the way, and he's going to have to take advantage of those opportunities.
Vikas again. And again, they've established him early, and that's a good sign for Pali.
It's important for Palisades to establish the middle so that later in the game, when let's say maybe their serve receive isn't there, isn't able to run Vikas, they have confidence in their outsides.
McPherson. Sean McPherson might be the best all-around player for El Camino.
He gets off the net. Let's see him take his approach. Wonderful pass, sets himself up for success, takes that angle shot. He saw that they took the line away from him after he had gotten that previous kill.
We know that Cole Chia is dominant, but McPherson is so consistent and so reliable. Free ball for the Dolphins. Tangator is dug. There's that size in the middle. Wernick with the roof. James Wernick at 6'5".
Let's take a look at that replay. He comes in, great deep swing. There's only so much that you can do when you're facing a block that large.
The McGranahan serve. Chia with a nice dig. Didn't quite get there with the attack, but he showed us some pretty good ball skills in the back row, didn't he?
Coach is saying that he might be a little questionable in the back row, especially when it comes to serve receive, but he's making some great defensive touches, keeping his team in this game.
Tangator, one of the fabulous freshmen serving. McPherson's tip is outside the antenna, and a point for Pali. We're even at 5 apiece.
Yeah, that ball was just set way too tight to the net. There was nothing that he could do. His momentum even carried him under the net.
Just settling in here. Opening set, best 3 of 5 for the championship of D1 in the city section. The ball comes back on the Chia spike, and the block and a point for Palisades.
Chia might be 6'6", but he plays like he's 6 feet tall. He has the athleticism. He's getting down low, picking up some of his own sort of rebounds in a sense.
That's an ace. Tangator with the ace.
And speaking with Carlos Gray, he knew that he wanted to attack Chia in the back row. He's definitely a serving target.
Tangator played with Partain, the other freshman in club, so they're very friendly with one another. And we're seeing what Palisades can do. They can serve you off the court. ECR down by 1. Now we're even as Doreen Powell zips one down the line.
You see what happens when they keep the ball off the net. It gives them options to go angle, to paint that line ball. You have to keep the ball off the net.
Well, you see the net wobble there. Dolphins ran into it, and it's a point for El Camino, and the Conquistadors have the lead. 15 serving 14. El Camino's bounced back nicely here. McPherson again tools the block. And Chia with a nice up in the back row.
That was a fantastic swing by McPherson, getting up, seeing the double block, attacking the hands, not shying away from it, turning the ball. That takes incredible volleyball IQ.
16-14, El Camino nudges out in front. Well, now you've had an opportunity to look at these teams, Megan. Your thoughts on how they match up?
They match up very well. There's very little difference in, I think, strength of team. I think Palisades can get in trouble in their serve, receive, and defense. Have they not being able to keep the ball off the net, it allows them to be in system. But ECR is a very strong team, especially with Vikas Lewin in the front row.
16-14 for El Camino Royale. 10-0 in the West Valley League. Palisades went 12-0 in the Western League. And Stewart can't clear the net. El Camino on a nice run. Chia back behind the line. Pally was out of rotation, and a free point for ECR.
You have to imagine Carlos Gray is not too happy about that. This Palisades team, they're experienced. They're the reigning Division I champions. They know what it takes to be in these games, and having those little mistakes like that are not acceptable.
Ace for Chia, a BB. 19-14, El Camino Royale.
Because these teams are so evenly matched, any hitch, any little hesitation in the get-up allows to open up the door for the other team.
That one nearly went out of the building.
At that point, it's just about keeping the ball, and the pressure was on El Camino Real to side out.
Lewin didn't block it. It was retrieved by El Camino Royale, and they get the point.
Just a little tricky play by the setters when they know that the ball's clearly going over the net to see if they can catch their middle blocker sleeping, and that's the case here.
Yeah, it fooled Lewin, that ball. Tangator did a nice job on a set that was behind him to put it away.
Great job at recognizing where the set was, keeping the ball in, knowing what type of angle he needed to execute.
Tangator, number 10, the freshman, leads the Dolphins in kills. And now they get a block on the outside from Whitbrook. Jason Whitbrook, the veteran. 17 serving 20. Vikas Lewin, the captain to serve. Wernick found a hole in the middle of the defense, and James Wernick put it away.
A wonderful shot, just a little roll over the net with the defense dug in, ready to take the hard ball dive, caught them off guard.
Wernick is one of those guys that plays with great intensity and fires up the team around him. Whitbrook, that one hit the net and went out. And
Almost
another
hit you.
point for El Camino Royale.
It's coming
You
right
like my
this way.
reflex action on that? That came right at us. 22-17 for ECR in this first set in our D1 final. El Camino 3 points from the opening set. They're the number 2 seed. Palisades top ranked, but again, El Camino, a lot of experienced players. Palisades, great talent, but youthful. Warnick puts it away. El Camino playing terrific in this first set.
Wonderful heads-up play by the middle blocker, knowing that Palisades was out of system all over the place on the court, taking advantage of the overpass.
The kill for Tangator. Able to tool it off the block, which was blocked wide, so Pali gets the point. Now Tangator to serve. Dumped beautifully. That's a great job by Partain. Marcus Partain going quickly, going on 2, fools El Camino Royale.
Marcus is having a little trouble getting the sets where they need to be, but his set selection has been phenomenal, getting all of his pieces involved, running a few different sets.
We've come to set point for El Camino. And it'll be McPherson who serves. Guy who does everything well. It's hit out. Set 1 goes to El Camino Royale. 25-19 for the West Valley League champions. Palisades has won 26 straight matches coming in, but it was El Camino Royale that was the better team in the first set. We'll see how the champs respond. The big physical team from El Camino Royale gets one leg up in this Division I city final. El Camino Royale wins the opening set 25-19 in our best 3 out of 5 match for the LA City Division I championship. And Palisades won the title last year. They've won 13 boys titles. Vikas Lewin, and he was not alone. Scott Stewart was there with him.
Coach Gray fired up after that block. His middle blocker has just such great vision, such great awareness. Wonderful hands on the block.
Free ball for ECR. And a miss hit gives the Dolphins a second point. Curtis misfired.
Just a little bit too much hot sauce on that swing.
There's Carlos Gray. Doesn't he look great? He's lost 200 pounds. Give him credit, and he's kept the weight off. Chia. Too much force from Cole Chia.
What's important for Palisades defense in defending against Colchia's tough swing is not putting any extra momentum in their digs, just allowing his hit to hit their hands and directing it.
That's a great block. Curtis and Doreen Powell.
Let's take a look at that block. Off the net, they knew that he was out of system. Double block, closed, pressed over the net.
And a hitting error. And it's 3-2. El Camino scoring the last 3 points. As we all know, this great game of volleyball is a game of momentum. And it swings to the ECR side until Vikas Lewin takes over. Oh, did he put that one down quickly?
Wow, that was a wonderful, perfectly executed 3-ball set. He was a perfect distance. You want to be a couple, maybe 3-4 feet from your setter. He was opened up, shoulder squared. Wonderful torque.
Pally reclaims the lead on the ace. Beautiful serve from Scott Stewart, just a sophomore. Guy who never gets rattled, Stewart, although that one goes into the net. He'll shake it off. Again, that's what they love about him. Terrific attitude. Even when it doesn't work for him, he's not going to put his head down. The Chia serve. Stewart hit that one out. Scott attacking from the back court. Just missed it.
Attacking from the back line, you just need to find a way to keep the ball in. It's out of system.
That one's wide by Chia. We're even at 5. The calm before the storm as we go down the stretch in these sets.
Absolutely. These missed serves, short serves, anything off balance, as we've been seeing in the rest of these championships, play a vital role later on.
Matthew Mitchell, reserve libero, senior, serving specialist in. From the back court.
Fantastic swing from the back line. Coming in, attacking that new fresh blood in the back row. Great court awareness, great heads-up play by Colchia.
Cole can do from anywhere on the court. Once again, Cole Chia. Well, there's been some great 44s in sports going all the way back to Hank Aaron and Willie McCovey. You can go on and on and on. Here's another great 44. And of course, in these parts, 44 means Jerry West. Great player for the Lakers. 7-5 ECR. Wonderful defense by the Conquistadors to stay in the rally. With that attack from the middle.
I love the way Marcus Bartine involves his entire offense. Just to let alone in that one play involving his middle and his opposite forces El Camino to have to think, react, and hesitate.
Well, you got to think that El Camino, a big confidence booster winning that first set after losing 2 matches in a tournament earlier this year to Palisades. They only won 1 set out of 5. But here they lead by 2. They're playing exquisite volleyball, and they won that opening set 25-19.
Absolutely. And Palisades has to make a point to close the block, take away any of the court space from this tough El Camino offense.
Nice job by Whitbrodt, tooling it off the block, and a point for Pally. Of course, the Dolphins swimming champions. They win championships in just about everything. Their school got over 200 city titles. They've dominated in volleyball and swimming, and tennis every year. women's basketball team, the girls basketball team, the Open Division champions the last couple years. But this Palisades team, and quite a tussle with El Camino Royale. That's one that McPherson would like to edit out of the tape. Right?
Sure
We get that video back, you kind of cut that one out.
It's not too often at this level that you'll see a serve go under the net. I'm sure he's going to try and wipe that one from his memory. I'm sure he's already has.
Oh, he's a fine player. There's one that's hit wide by Warnick, and suddenly the Dolphins are even at 9.
2 back-to-back tough plays. They have to regroup here, get a great pass, and start their offense.
There goes our monitor. There goes the ball. And James Warnick gets the kill.
We're still here, barely.
And it's still working. That's what's most impressive about this monitor. We got good equipment here. That thing took quite a pop from that ball. Warnick had some velocity on that one. Boy, we're in harm's way, aren't we? Egan again with a service error. 10 apiece.
Service errors, that's the second one in probably a string of 3 or 4 plays now. That makes it tough when you're trying, when games like this are so neck and neck, missing serves is the last thing that your team can afford. Excuse me.
What'd you say? It just happened again. I know that annoys you a great deal.
Anything in the net just doesn't even give your team an opportunity to play. Miss the ball long, at least make the other team second guess it.
McNally, his float server easily clears. Double contact on Chia, who pleads his case. He thought he was clean with that. French fries again on the board, 11 apiece. Serve is long from Scott. Of course, El Camino here trying to get the big jump out on Pally. They won that first set.
Both sides just need a server to come back and string together a couple points.
Chia with that big serve. Vikas Lewin straight down.
That's a great rotation for Palisades, especially when Cole Chia's in the back row, for them to run the middle. He was up and on time before El Camino had even left the ground blocking.
Mitchell to put it in play for Pally. And the block for the Dolphins. They congratulate, and well they should, Justin Howard in the middle, number 24. Justin Howard is another one of those fine freshman players, big and physical at the net, and it is the Dolphins that assume the lead here at 13-12. El Camino Royale has such physical size. Even if they're a little bit out of system, they can make things happen. For Palisades, they have to be precise.
Absolutely. El Camino, that size definitely gives you a little bit more wiggle room.
Whitbrodt. Jason Whitbrodt is a very constant, steady player, number 7. Played on the championship team last year.
He's been doing a great job of just being so crafty, understanding the total double front block that he has in front of them, working their fingers, working the tools, anything that he can.
Got a vicious jump serve as well. McPherson didn't have enough ammunition behind that one.
When the ball's off the net like that and your team's so out of rotation, out of system. It's just about getting the ball over the net. Even shoot, the underpass pass.
So after the Carlos Gray timeout, his Dolphins have responded, scoring 2 in a row to tie. Now Whitbroad and company look for the lead. Jaed with the flying save, the libero of El Camino. But Whitbroad got it back and just missed it long. Point El Camino Royale. It was right there for Jason.
Yeah, he's kicking himself right now. He knows that he had that shot down, missed it just by a few inches.
Executed well, and Scott Stewart puts it off the block and down, even at 17.
And that's where Palisades is going to succeed in this game, understanding how large El Camino is, what kind of block that they put up.
Highly entertaining second set. Too many contacts, but you got to love the effort of the Conquistadors.
Absolutely. Not only do they have the big guys, these guys play. These guys are able to play defense, get down, be low, be scrappy.
That one's through for Warnick. What you like about James Warnick, he's so excitable. He keeps everybody involved. You have to have a guy that's that emotional on your side.
Absolutely. You need the emotional person, the person that's going to get the team fired up anytime that there's a lull, bad play, anything else. You got to keep them rolling in the right direction.
Marcus Lewin just picked that up and threw it down. In the old days, they would have called that a throw, but they're a lot more lenient in this century.
They are a little bit more lenient. He can get away with that one, but I love that they're running him away from Cole Chia. We won't be seeing too many fives, too many slides run by Vikas Lewin.
I thought he was going to squeeze the air out of the ball there for a moment. That's good volleyball by Palisades. And a nice spike winner for Scott Stewart. Timeout El Camino Royale. Alyssa Lee needs her team to regroup. Palisades suddenly up by 2.
It's a great position for Palisades to be in. When you hit that 20-18 mark, coming down to those last final points of the game, everything becomes crucial.
How about a history lesson? First city championship ever in boys volleyball, 1974, went to Palisades. They didn't win a title until 76. They ran off 3 in a row, 76, 77, and 78. In the 80s, they won in 82, 86, and 88. In the 90s, they won in 91, 93, and 98. When the century changed, nothing changed at Palisades. They won in 2008, 2-12, and the Dolphins won the championship last year.
A pedigree of champions.
They've had great players over the years, too. Randy Stoklos comes to mind. Chris Marlowe, obviously known nowadays for his volleyball commentary. And there's Lewin getting the better part of Chia. So those two big principals collide.
Fantastic block. Putting his arms in the right direction. It's tough as a middle blocker to not want to reach and think where the other player's hitting it. Just a great job of staying in his lane.
Another great player was Kent Steffes at Pali. Terrific tradition. And these Dolphins, the current Dolphins, doing their thing. And Lewin scores again. Vikas Lewin suddenly rising above everyone.
Absolutely, and Coach told us that he just needed a couple points and he would be rolling.
Pali needs 3 points to tie the match at a set apiece. And they get the block from Lewin. Chia went to the off speed, and Vikas wasn't fooled.
Vikas won the battle. We'll see who wins the war. A great dig, set outside. He's on time, reads his arm swing perfectly. There's no getting around that block of Vika Sloan.
Partain with the jump serve, and Pally loves that jump serve. Double contact against Chia. Point Palisades. Set point for the Dolphins.
Interesting to see a couple untraditional errors made by El Camino Real, especially considering how late in the game we are.
Net violation on the Dolphins. So the set's still alive for the moment. Well, Pally fell to El Camino Real 25-19 in the first set. Dolphins looking to return the favor in the second set. McNally serves. Lowen's blocked. Chia and Curtis. You don't see Vika's stuff very often, do you?
For Palisades, they need to close out this game. Every match, every point that they keep continuing just gives momentum to El Camino.
That spike is in, and this set is over. Dolphins take the set 25-20. So we have split, and thus this Division I championship now becomes a best 2 out of 3. Highlights galore. But it was Palisades that was the cleaner volleyball team in the second set. They really got it going, especially Vikas Lewin late in the set. And the Dolphins win that set by 5. The critical swing set, the third set, is next in our Division I final. Well, we've split the first 2 sets with the Dolphins and the Conquistadors, number 1 and number 2. Championship at stake at D1 with Megan Reza. I'm Randy Rosenblum. Megan, what was the biggest difference in that second set? Why did Pally respond with a victory?
They finally got Vikas Lewin going the way that they needed to. They spread out the offense, ran him on a couple different sets rather than keeping him in that one set, running him straight into Cole Chia, distancing him. Their servicing was a lot better that game as well.
Yeah, the offense of El Camino late in that second set really stalled. Very difficult for the Conquistadors to score points late in the set. Palisades able to get to the finish line and tie it up. Let's see what happens here in set 3. That one's out. And a good start for the Conquistadors.
Well, at the end of that last game, El Camino Real was still hanging around. They still had some of that momentum. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond here.
Stewart with a bomb. Scott Stewart can bring it.
He did a wonderful job of getting off, approaching the net, seeing where the set was, and attacking the seam that El Camino gave him.
Get the feeling, though, that Carlos Gray, after that first set where Pally was a little out of kilter, has got his troops together and playing on the same page.
It's about getting comfortable, figuring out the team in the first set.
Justin Curtis is pretty comfortable. He delivers a power ball.
Absolutely, and Vikas Lewin unfortunately got a little caught up. He wasn't even up in time, surprised by the swing. Fantastic approach.
Even at 2, Scott Stewart again. And Scott back behind the line, just a sophomore. Palisades has some great young players. McPherson was blocked. Scored the point.
It was was a great swing by McPherson, and unfortunately the setter touches it right as the ball gets off the ground. It was just a reaction play.
Pally leading 3-2. Jaed with a beautiful dig for El Camino, but the ball comes back. Whitbrodt and Lewin on that net, doing a nice job.
Wonderful block. El Camino has to figure out a way to go around this Beacon Lewin double block.
I think it's a critical time in the match for El Camino. You just sense that Pally's got not just the momentum, but a lot of confidence.
A lot of confidence. They're feeling comfortable. They're in system.
Serve is out. Stewart hit it long. Maybe that'll help El Camino. They looked a little rattled here.
Still very early in the match with a lot of left game to play.
Short serve. Difficult serve. It's an ace. Why is that so tough to handle, that short serve?
The short serve is so tough to handle because you're expecting the deep ball. You're watching the angle of the elbow of the server to see whether it drops or stays high. There's little cues that you can follow, but it's really getting out of your comfort zone in the passing lane.
Vikas Lewin with a bomb, and it exploded on the side of El Camino Real.
Painting that 10-foot line. He had that entire power side angle to attack. El Camino cannot give that angle away from him, force him to hit cutback, force him to hit his less powerful shot.
A kill for Tangator. Tangator, 6'1" freshman. They want him to be even more aggressive, but when he attacks, he's normally going to score.
Carlos Gray told me that he's Marcus's Partain's kind of security blanket. They play club together, have great chemistry, know each other's strengths and weaknesses well.
Well, when you start three freshmen like Pally does, Partain, Tangator, and Justin Howard are all freshmen. Then you say, hey, what about the Stewarts? They're just sophomores. So you have 5 starters for Palisades that are sophomores or younger. And they're playing for their second straight city title. Future is great. The present is pretty good as well, but the future is really terrific in Pacific Palisades.
Yeah, this Palisades team is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
They go quickly. They work it in the middle. Justin Howard, there's that freshman. He's going to be a future right side hitter. He's playing in the middle now, but they'll move him to the opposite in years to come.
Just a huge credit to Marcus Partain in running that 3.
These freshman players starting to take over for Pally. And there's one of them, Partain with the dump.
He's taking over. He understands the weaknesses of El Camino Real, when to catch them sleeping, where to attack them on the blocking scheme. A very, very smart IQ setter.
Ace for Tangator. So 15-year-olds are winning the war right now. Timeout, El Camino Real. They've doubled the arithmetic, have the Dolphins on the Conquistadors. Palisades, 26 straight victories coming in. So they're riding high. Serve is just long. That's why you take the timeouts, to break the momentum. So Alyssa Lee's timeout pays off immediately.
Absolutely. Sometimes as a coach, you're taking those timeouts just to kind of ice the server on the other end.
Sorella Jaed, the senior captain libero, serving. Stewart right into that corner again. Scott Stewart is a terrific sophomore player.
For Coach in the back row, when your team is down like they are right now, you need to go after every ball. Anything that's close in the back row, you should be sacrificing your body for.
Mitchell brought in to serve. Well, fortunately for El Camino, they've seen Pally misfire in a couple serves to give them a ray of hope in this third set.
That was a fantastic serve. I love the float on that. It had some really good pace to it. If I was Matthew, I would take a couple steps back and keep rolling with it. Don't take any power off that.
McGranahan, the youngest player on the El Camino team, has an ace. That'll get him back in a hurry. Jeremy McGranahan, just a sophomore.
Sometimes as a coach, you're just bringing in guys to bring in some fresh blood, give the team a different look, a different identity, some different chemistry.
Now they get the block from Wernick. So El Camino scoring and coming back. Of course, the block, you score quickly with that block. And it is Palisades that takes a timeout. As a little bit of that momentum swings back to the Conquistadors.
Palisades just needs to settle down and keep it back to the basics of serving and passing. They were completely in system, rolling, and they have to get back to that. Having a couple of misserves, little few things not going their way. Just opened up the door for El Camino Real, and it's getting close.
It's interesting to talk to Alyssa Lee before the match, and she said, I'm glad we lost to Pally in that tournament. Now we'll be focused. Now we'll be ready. Well, they're focused, they're ready, but the Dolphins still can execute, and they're very, very good. But now it's El Camino that's bouncing back.
Well, coming in, if you've lost to a team, you naturally have a little chip on your shoulder that you have something to prove. That you know that you, as El Camino Real, can be the better team.
There's Carlos Gray. He really works the sideline, very much involved. And he knew coming in that this would be a tough match. He was very concerned with the physical prowess of El Camino Real. He really respects the Conquistadors.
Looks like Akil Tangatur is on the sidelines right now getting tended to.
Pancake dig is beautiful by Jaed. Chia with the up. And the block by Wernick. That's as good a volleyball as we've seen on either side of the net today.
That was a huge play for El Camino Real. The momentum has shifted in this room. Wonderful, wonderful dig, wonderful hit.
Serve was in, and so was that shot. Just got the back line. And Pally gets the 20. They lead 20-16. Tangator back behind the line to serve.
And now you would say it's a game to 5 for Palisades.
Cole Chia scores.
Looks like it was
Point El
another
Camino Real. We had a violation on Pally anyway.
net violation, and just little things here and there that turn out to be not so little things later on in matches like they are now.
Chia! Jaed with the save. The sprawling dig by the libero of El Camino set it up for Cole Chia.
What an incredible kill by Cole Chia. The block took away that line seam. He just crushes it right to the libero. The libero needs to lean forward on that pass next time.
And a hitting error from Justin Howard, and suddenly El Camino right back in the hunt within one. That big lead is disintegrating for the Dolphins. Whitbrod able to drive it through, and the veteran comes through for the Dolphins.
And even though Palisades is leading right now by 2, they're still a little tight right now. El Camino Real had just made a string of comeback points, I would say almost half this game.
Still, I'm shaking my head over that remarkable dig by Sarala Jaed, the libero of El Camino, on that earlier rally. He makes a nice pass there. Net violation on Palisades. Point El Camino Real. Within 1 again.
21-20. He gets off the net, short approach, sees that he has that tip shot over the block. He's been lighting up the defense all day. They've been on their toes, and this was so key for him.
This is Evan Melendez serving. Stewart hit it down the line, and it's wide. We're even at 21. And the El Camino Real fans explode, realizing that they've come all the way back to tie it. 1 set apiece, 21 all.
It's a game to 4 now between both teams. The rest of, it's completely tied. And for El Camino, they're rolling right now with all the momentum. Their crowd is completely in this one. Their coach is over there giving her teammates high fives. She's fired up. The team's fired up. It's up to Palisades to kind of quench their fire that they have going on.
Well, this team is down 18-11. It's a 10-3 run to get even. And Melendez, who just was inserted, serves again. Scott Stewart's blocked. El Camino's doing everything so well, showing why they won the West Valley League Championship and going undefeated in the process.
All of the little things are just swinging the way of El Camino right now.
Scott Stewart ties it at 22 apiece. You gotta love this. 2 teams in the swing set. Best 3 out of 5, tied at a set apiece. Going right at one another.
This is it. This is Division 1. This is the championship, what it's all about.
And an ace for Jeff Stewart, the libero of Palin. Whitbrook showing leadership skills too for Palin.
Absolutely. They're going to be attacking Sean McPherson in the back row. He's one of the outside hitters.
Free ball for ECR. They need it to tie. Shia with the left hand. It was a tight set, so he couldn't go up cleanly with the right. He'll get another opportunity. He's calling for the ball. He's got the ball. He's got the tie at 23. Shia called for it. He demanded the ball and scored.
That set was inside. It pulled the block inside with him, giving him that line shot to go ahead and attack Akil Tangator. Just not able to handle how hot that swing was coming in.
Vikas Lewin in the middle.
I could definitely see this one going a few more points.
Set point, Palisades. Partain with the jump serve. It's called good. 24 apiece. .24 is the tie. Carlos Gray can't believe it.
Let's take a look at the replay. The set was inside. Bolchia comes in.
You see the linesman say it was out.
Close. Let's see it right here. Oh, that ball is just barely out.
They're tied at 24. Pally up by 1. Another set point after the Scott Stewart kill.
Fortunately, there's a saying in volleyball that the ball never lies.
Pressure on El Camino. And they break down, and it's a free ball. In fact, they mishandle the ball, and that's how the set ends. 26-24 for Pally. So it's Palisades, after losing the first set, that rallies back and wins the next 2 sets. Goes up 2-1. A determined effort by El Camino Royal falls short. You gotta love their effort. Conquistadors winning sets 1 and 4. Palisades winning the 2 sets in the middle. Rally's scoring continues. We go to 15. You have to win by 2 for the city championship. Will it be Pally? Will it be El Camino Royal?
Hard to say, but the 5th game, up to this point, nothing else matters that happened in sets 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's all about the 5th game. It's anybody's game right now.
McNally to put it in play, and we're underway. Stewart got it in the left corner. Terrific hit by Scott Stewart, just a sophomore. Marcus Partain, the freshman, to serve. Lewin with the rejection. Vikas Lewin, it's 2-0 Pally.
Huge block for Vikas Lewin, getting up, getting over. He was completely pressed, completely sealed off the net, not giving anything up for El Camino.
Service long. Side out and a real point there for ECR. They're back 1, serving 2. Cole Chia back behind the line. Dolphins out of rotation and a point for El Camino Royal.
Wow, Marcus Partain just left a little bit too early. Setters get called for that often. You want to be aggressive, get out to the line to be able to make the best set from the pass.
Block is wide. 3-2 Pally.
It's little points like that, though, that come to haunt you later on in this game. This 5th set goes quick.
Again, we're going just to 15 for the city championship. Tangator hit it long, even at 3. Everything is magnified. Sarala Jaed, senior captain, libero, with the serve. Lewin with the block. Point Palisades. Palisades has not trailed in this 5th set.
And I love the scrappiness of El Camino on that. John doing a wonderful job of not giving up. That's what the 5th set is all about, laying it all out on the line. This is the championships. This is the last game of the year.
Wernick just got that one through to tie it at 4. Back and forth. These 2 titans of Division I go.
And that was just a really heads-up play by James to use the block of Palisades to kind of tip that ball.
McGranahan in to serve, the sophomore. Again, the youngest player on ECR. Can ECR get the lead here in this 5th set? Not yet, as Whitbrook gets another kill. 5-4 Dolphins.
Whitbrook's going to be the player for Palisades to kind of carry them through this fifth set, be that foundational kind of level-headedness that they need.
Tangator hit it long. It was not a comfortable approach to that serve.
Akil Tangator is a talented volleyball player. He will be a very, very talented volleyball player in the coming years. He just has a little bit of that rawness left.
Joust, and it comes back to the Palisades. Whitbrook going over the block, hit it out. There's your first lead for El Camino Real. See how Palisades plays from behind and how ECR plays from out in front. Going to 15, we're back even again at 6 apiece as McPherson nets the serve. This is dramatic stuff at the Volleyball Learning Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Missed serves are crucial in fifth set matches.
That Whitbrook dynamic jumper. Chia! Cold Chia with heavy heat. 7-6 for number 2 seeded El Camino Real.
He gets out. He has the full approach, using all of his momentum, coming in from the back row, able to just unload on that ball and take advantage of that seam shot Palisades gave him.
Dolphins receiving, down 1. Another joust. Well, the two Stewarts didn't connect there, the brothers, and they'll talk about it. And it's El Camino by 2.
Scott Stewart just came in a little bit too early. Yes, the set was a little high.
Smart timeout taken by Carlos Gray. And the El Camino fans are eating this up.
Well, now we're to that halfway point of the match. Everything, the senses, the passes, the hits, the swings, everything's becoming heightened right now. This is it. This is the very end of the game. Very last few points we have left here in this one.
Palisades trying to repeat as Division I city champions, but El Camino standing in their way. Palisades to within 1.
Huge side out for Palisades. Huge, huge side out for Palisades.
Libero Jeff Stewart serving. Again, he's the fraternal twin of Scott Stewart. Chia. With him in the front row, he's the ultimate weapon.
He is so tough to stop, and that line shot is going to be a really big advantage for him because he cannot go around Vikas Lewin. They both are 6'6" players.
Violation. It's against El Camino Real. Pali gets the point. Well, when you hear that whistle blow at this time of the game, everybody just stops for a moment.
It gets silent. You hear the El Camino crowd just kind of go quiet after that one.
Partain serving. He's got a nice jump serve, trying to get his team even. Double contact against Pali. Point El Camino Real.
Vikas Lewin got very lucky on that ball. That if Justin Curtis had connected with the middle blocker, he was nowhere near being ready to be up.
Roof! Tangator is roofed by Justin Curtis. El Camino by 3.
Mikhail Tankator comes in for the swing. The set is actually a very good set. He just had nowhere to go. The block of El Camino is deadly right now.
Conquistadors need 4. But it's never, and I underscore never, easy to close out a match, especially a championship match.
Championship match when these two teams both have so many different weapons in their arsenal. It's the little mistakes, it's the little things in these game 5s that are just magnified to the nth degree.
Chia to serve. One of the most dominant players certainly in the LA City section. Pretty good jump serve too. Chia from the back court scores again. 12-8 El Camino Royale. Now all the pressure on the Dolphins. They need to rally and they need to do it fast.
Big out-of-system play for El Camino. Just caught the libero of Palisades sleeping. He thought that ball was going to be much shorter than it was.
Vikas Lewin indeed answers for Pally. Scott Stewart now, his job is to serve tough for the champions. Some perspiration on the El Camino Royale side, so we're going to have a timeout for the moment. Now they're squared away. They think it's safe to play, so the officials say play on. Lewin's drive played by Chia. They're working Lewin again. Off the scoreboard, still alive. Rally continues. Whitbroad scores for Palisades. 2 in a row for the Dolphins. They've climbed to within 2.
Huge
timeout, ECR.
Huge back-to-back swings by Vikas, but it's Whitbrook that comes in from the outside, getting the huge swing between the gap of the blockers on El Camino.
Well, Pally serves tough. We all know in volleyball that the advantage is to the receiving team. But
depends.
Pally can serve so well they can get you out of system with that jump serve.
Absolutely. It depends on who your server is. It depends on who your serve-receive passers are. In this game, serve-receive becomes essential.
10 serving 12. Stewart again behind the line. Scott Stewart, the sophomore. McPherson is roofed. Tangator and Lewin. And it's a 1-point set, and thus it's really a 1-point match. This is for the title. 5th set, the decider. Pally scored the last 3. And they're looking to make it 4 in a row. Just hangs on that net. Still alive, they're working Whitbroad. And he hit it wide. Point El Camino Royale. Just hanging on. 13-11.
Whitbroad had the right idea going for that angle shot, just too much hot sauce on it.
Jayed with that jump float serve. Stewart directs it through for a winner. Pally within 1. Boy, Scott Stewart coming out of the backcourt. He fired away, and he nailed a big shot. Lewin into the net. Championship point for El Camino Royale.
Just a heartbreaker of a serve into the net. Vikas Lewin is kicking himself over there on the end.
The lefty, McGranahan, to serve. El Camino looking for their first Division I boys title. They'll have a swing for it. Chia, there was a touch. El Camino Real has won it all. There's a new boys Division I champion in the LA City section, and they are the Conquistadors of El Camino Real. What a spectacular match this turned out to be. And the champions didn't go down easily.
And a huge congratulations to Alyssa Lee, leading her team of boys to the Division I championships.
Alyssa Lee, in her second season, just 25 years of age, and the head coach wins the championship. What a job by Alyssa Lee and this entire El Camino Real team. 15-12 in the fifth set. They won the first set. Pally won sets 2 and 3. And El Camino Real stormed back to win 25-16 and 15-12. And really, you talk about resilience. You have to appreciate what ECR did, especially after dropping that dramatic 26-24 third set. Cole Chia is coming over here. Tough for Cole to get through the traffic with all your friends giving you the congratulatory high fives. Cole Chia, congratulations on a fabulous, fabulous match. There he is, hard to miss, number 44. Take us through this one. How tough was it to knock off the Dolphins?
I can't believe that we did this. I'm just so proud of my team. They really stepped their stuff up today. And just this whole season has been such an emotional thing.
This match was a little bit of a roller coaster ride too. You win the first set, then the Dolphins win the next two. After you lost that dramatic third set, what went through your minds? What was said on the sideline before set 4?
Never give up. This is our one chance we have left. High school, it's over for most of our seniors on our starters. And Sean really put his stuff together, so did Terrell, our libero. We really played smart instead of just trying to kill everything. And it was difficult playing Pally 2 times and losing to them. So I'm happy we got to finish it right now.
And you looked over to the other side of the net and you saw Vikas Lewin, their middle blocker. You knew he was going to be a tough guy to face. What was kind of the game plan in attacking him?
Well, I played him a lot in club volleyball on Bones while he was on SCVC. It's a crazy good hitter, crazy good blocker. Just try and jump higher. No matter what, sky's your limit.
Well, the sky's the limit for you. What's your next step? Where are you going to go and play some college volleyball? Do you know yet?
No, not yet. I'm just looking for opportunities right now.
Well, I'm sure you'll get some. Congratulations on the city championship. Cole Chia, he was fabulous today for ECR as they win the championship 15-12 in the fifth and deciding set. Number 44 came through in a big way as they knock off the reigning champions, the Palisades Dolphins, 3-2. Let's pick up the ceremony with the public address announcer here, Mike Dushani.
Scott Stewart, David Lewis, B.J. Hurst, Matthew Mitchell, and Justin Howard. And receiving the team plaque is the head coach of Palisades High School, Carlos Gray.
Pretty hard.
LA City Section Division I champions, the Conquistadors of El Camino High School. And once again, each member of the team, please come forward as your name is called and receive your championship medal. Jeremy McGranahan. Sharala Jawed, John McNally, James Wernick, Emmanuel Egan, Taylor Hall, Jacob Durning Powell, Evan Melendez, Sean McPherson, Alvin J, Justin Curtis, Matthew Wynn, and Jake Bradley. And we'd like to introduce the head coach for El Camino Real High School, Alyssa Lee. We're representing Coach Lee with the CIF-LACS City Section Championship Team Black.
Alyssa Lee, great player at Granada Hills and a championship coach at El Camino Real. Megan, this was fun.
Just a fantastic moment for this program, for Alyssa, for this boys volleyball team. Congratulations, El Camino Real.
That's going to wrap up our coverage here at Volleyball Learning Center. Congratulations to both these teams. A terrific match. And in 5, it's El Camino Real, the champions of Division I. For Megan Reza and our entire Time Warner cable crew, my name is Randy Rosenbaum. So long from the Volleyball Learning Center. And congratulations to ECR. They are the new champions of boys volleyball in the LA City section.